Hi, good afternoon. Thanks so much for having me over. I think it's a great platform. I think this is one place where all D2C brands come together. So it's like meeting of all brands with payment companies. So I think it's a great place to come every year. No, I think e-commerce and digital payments go hand in hand. As we see e-commerce evolving, we see digital payments going hand in hand. For example, and I think Raghu mentioned in his discussion that many years back, we used to believe in physical devices, equipment reaching to home, and payments were being made physically. Today, we're looking at everything happening digitally. Now, if you see, I can walk into a store today. For example, I moved to a Chroma today, and I may like something over there, and I might purchase it when I come back home. So while I've looked at a good by an offline store, but I made purchase when I came back online. Similarly, I may be browsing something on the web today, like a mobile or something, and I may not purchase it at that moment. I may just walk into an Apple store and purchase offline. So technically, it's the boundaries that are breaking over between the offline and the online. And I think that's something which we see more and more happening. I think the other thing which we see, which is evolving over a period of time, is the whole affordability space. I think people earlier would go and purchase at one go, so they would be worried that, and then that's why you won't have such high sales of mobile phones or TVs are all happening. But today, what happens is that while people walk into a store, they go with the next budget, and even if the budget, if the object is twice the price, the affordability options at that moment, which is either an EMI or a BNPL, really nudge the consumer to go for a higher price object, and also at the point of sale, the number of sales that are getting converted today are much higher. So I think affordability is becoming the next big lever which consumers are looking at. So I think somewhere the whole omni space and the whole affordability are the two big things that are happening, and I think they are going very hand in hand with the two businesses today. So, like you're right, cash on delivery will continue to be an important source of in the tier 2 markets. But let's see how we can solve the problem. So, one of the problems today is that when the courier boy comes to the delivery place, and at that moment, the biggest problem was that do the people at home carry the cash? And often or not, people are not carrying cash. So what happens? Now that problem's got resolved because what he can do is just flash a QR. The person across the one who's taking the object can just scan the QR and make the payment. So I think that is completely revolutionized. Cash on delivery is it's not really cash actually. It's actually payment through a QR, which is completely revolutionary. So I think all these have really changed. Even a POS machine today. We have a POS machine which can so either the person can make a payment through a POS, or a QR can be generated on that POS machine at real time, and you can pay through that. So we're revolutionizing cash on delivery also. Also the fact that UPI is becoming a very big source of payment. The enablement of UPI is something that is really helping cash on delivery. And also I see a lot of riders being incentivized to push UPI. That's also the agenda that MPCI is carrying. So I think overall ecosystem, I think cash on delivery will continue. It's just that how easy we can make cash on delivery for the consumers in the tier 2 market is what will change the whole. So let's look at it when I go to a shopping website and I want to shop. What am I looking at? I'm looking at that at that point, how easy. First of all, does that SKU give me all the information? So what is coming out is that if you can package it at that moment, which we call a widget, where you can just click and the entire details, including the payment details and the offers available on the SKU are available. At that moment, the consumer can straight away go. So I'm just looking, I'm browsing a SKU, and if it says that you have a scheme with HDFC Bank with an X EMI, I can quickly check out from there itself without really looking at the full page and then going out of the payment page. So one, clearly how much information can we provide at the SKU level on the website. Second is that how many modes of payments are activated on for the person to make the payment. So, do I have UPI, wallet, BNPL, EMI, cards, all enabled? So, I think that's something that we work very closely with our merchants to say, can we have all the instruments enabled? Because a lot of people would like to take a BNPL or an EMI to make the payment, and if that is not enabled on the merchant website, then the consumer may just drop off. The third is the whole thing about card abandonment, where sometimes a merchant drops off, where a consumer drops off on a merchant website, and then to get that consumer back is a big thrust. It's like a huge cost. Now, what we can do is that if the merchant is enabled on our website and he's integrated with us, and if the consumer has a Paytm account, then we can actually pull back that consumer and give it and put the thrust on the merchant website to say, hey, here is the list of the consumers who've dropped off. Why don't you nudge them again? So some of these things are really going to help some of these websites, some of these companies to really do well. So I think we have to keep investing in these faster checkouts in the form of widgets. Second is clearly the maximum number of payment options enablement, and of course the third is the whole card abandonment, as we call it. If that can be activated, I think that these are things which will really change the way we can meet our consumers.